Hello Gen Xers and welcome back to the channel. This video I'm taking a dive back in time to the spring of 1980 and we are going to prize open the stunning Argos catalogue from spring and summer 1980. I'm going to flip through the catalogue. I've not seen this one since I was a child, so I'm going to react as and when I see things. We're going to go through it. We're going to have a look at what the technology was, what the home products were, but most importantly, stay tuned to the end because we will get to the toys section, the most important section in any Argos catalogue. It's the toys section. So without ado, let's go and have a look at Spring and Summer 1980 edition. Okay, so to start off with, we have got the front cover. So, spring, summer is on its way in 1980, and these gorgeous brown sun loungers and umbrella sets are available. Yes, I think we were still recovering from the 1970s with these. Oh, we've got different ones. We've got some patterned ones this time. Don't know many people from the 80s in the UK that had a outdoor swimming pool, but they must have existed. So yeah, these are some patterned sun loungers. I remember these ones with the springs on either side, and I remember getting bits of hair and fingers caught in them many, many times. Not very comfortable. Ugh, even more. Really don't know what's going on with this guy here. That hand is in a very peculiar place. Even got fruit juice and apples and oranges. And yeah, they are vile. They are disgusting. Okay, so we've got a little bit of garden equipment here, some fly moles. I remember my parents having one of these fly moles. This woman here, she's got lovely hair and in her jumpsuit. Nothing screams the 1980s like Farrah Fawcett hair and a jumpsuit. So more lawnmowers, hedge trimmers, springs in the air. You need to start doing gardening. Spear injection. ICI. That is not a brand you see anymore. ICI. They are long gone. Well, they used to make garden equipment by, apparently. Hose pipes, burners, sprinklers, boring, sleeping bags in the garden, windbreakers. Again, this looks like it belongs in a carry-on film, if I'm not mistaken, these images. Oh, and there we go. We've got tents. Those tents wouldn't survive a fart at Glastonbury. They are very shoddily. As soon as it rains, it's just going to leak through. But anyway, they were tents in 1980s, and you can see here you can line 5 dead bodies up in this one. Okay, so we've got some more camping equipment here. Thermos flasks. Always a fan of a thermos flask as a child. Used to take them to school, tea in them, soup in them. Always a fan of a flask. And one of these cool boxes, which I still do have. I still have one of these. Very useful when you go away for weekends and you want to take sandwiches and things, stick one of them in. I don't think it's an original 80s one, but it looks exactly the same. Now, this is veering on to like Lidl and Audi centre aisle, canoes and boats. Sports bags, some very unhappy person going fishing, some sports equipment. Either that is a very small snooker table or that guy is an absolute giant. You make your mind up. Tell me in the comments, is it Andre the Giant or is it a really small snooker table? Okay, what else we got? Now we got some home fitness equipment, allegedly. Got an Arnie Schwarzenegger endorsement here. Arnold Schwarzenegger, used by Arnold Schwarzenegger 5 times Mr. Universe and 6 times Mr. Olympia. Now, I remember these. My mum borrowed one of these. This is like a belt, and you put it around your waist and it wobbles all your jiggly bits and apparently makes you thin, but it doesn't. Just makes you itch and jiggle. Power tools, nothing of major interest there. What are these? More power tools, extension leads, welders. Okay, step ladders, just in case you didn't know your real ladder. Don't blame me. What else have we got? We've got some wood making, or some wood tools here. Some car mechanics, socket sets, and foot pumps. Remember my dad having one of these in his little mini 1000. Okay, more car lights and wing mirrors where you could just screw them to the body of the car. Oh, now we're talking. That looks like a Austin Maestro maybe, with a upturned roof rack on it and bars. Made it whistle. That's a very, she must have had a very late night out wearing that still in her car. Baby things, boring. Office and bedding. Again, everything is just brown. What were we thinking? It was all brown. Definite flashback from the 70s. Vinyl players, some tables, Nesta tables. They were the in thing. Nesta tables. Have to have a Nesta tables. Some old person's furniture. I can say that because my wife's parents had one of these. I'm sure they did. Little trolley. Again, random bits of crap that we didn't need. Curtains, we don't want them. Bedding, boring, boring, boring. Wow, this is stunning. These bed throws, these are like the wolf jackets that the over 60s seem to wear in pairs. That's the equivalent in bedding of a wolf jacket. Right there. Electric blankets, burn your house down. Talking of which, electric heaters. Now, this radiator down here, this oil-filled radiator, I know my in-laws have definitely got one of them. And it probably was from 1980. And they had, and my nan had one of them electric fires. You used to have lights that used to revolve round inside, so it made it look like it was a real fire, even though it was obviously made of plastic. Some fans and extractors and vacuums. Some proper vacuums there that actually suck the dirt up out of the floor, not like the wussy ones that we have today where they are limited. More push vacs, or rodadaders as we used to call them, because that's the noise they make when you push them. Shoe racks, washing machines, boring. Irons, boring, boring, boring. Scales and cabinets, very boring. Now, you don't see many catalogues these days with a pretty much naked woman with a very cleverly located company logo. The 80s were pretty cool as a teenager, let's face it. Especially the Argos catalogue. Do you ever wonder sometimes, like, could you trace that person and just sort of like see what they look like now? Is that just my ADHD brain that does that? I don't know. But sometimes I just think, oh, I wonder what that person, if that person's still alive, and what do they look like now? Did they ever get famous after being in the Argos Spring or Summer 1980 catalogue. Boring. Lamps, very boring. Okay, more boring lights. Okay, so plates, very boring. I'm sure some of you had these in your houses, especially these poppy ones and these flowery wheat ones. I'm sure they were all the rage in the 80s. Cutlery, very boring. Tea services, boring. Now, I know my wife's parents definitely have still got these little metal ice cream dish things that you put your desserts in, but if you put ice cream in it, it freezes your hands off whilst you're holding it because it gets very cold. I know they've definitely got one of them, if not more. Pans are brown. What a surprise. Nothing but brown. Pans, boring pans, boring pans, pedal bins, even brown pedal bins. What were we thinking? Okay, kitchen scales and the like. Even wall-mounted can openers. I remember, I think it was my nan had one of these, and the first use of it just snapped it clean off the wall. Yep. So bear in mind that the Argos catalogue spring and summer was always a thinner copy as well. So we're about halfway through this one now. Teas made, boring. We'll get to the good stuff soon. Promise you. We'll get to the good stuff. Just persevere. Okay. Kettles. I'm sure these kettles here, these are the ones that you used to find in caravans if you ever visited caravan parks as a child up in Prestatyn and Rhyl, Presthaven Sands and the likes. I'm sure these are the kettles you used to have in the caravans. Okay, food mixers, again, very boring stuff. Blenders and juicers. Before juicing became all the rage in the early 2000s. Toasters. Sandwich toasters. I love the sandwich toaster. Put stacks of cheese in it and ham and toaster is not very good for you, but very delicious. Deep fryers. Don't see many of them nowadays. It's all air fryers. Okay, so these are kitchen hobs, tops, things that you put in your kitchen to extract steam before hoods and hobs were kind of common practice. They didn't do anything. They just sucked the air up and then blew it out the top. They didn't actually do much at all. Sewing machines and electric knives. Okay, so these are beauty products. House of Carmen and Phillips beauty products. These are lie down or stand up tanning beds, basically. Probably gave you cancer within 15 minutes of using them. Unfortunately, they were not regulated like they are nowadays. Face steamer, women's epilators, like trimming yourself with a rusty piece of barbed wire. Hair dryers and curlers, not that I need one anymore. Yep. Okay, men's razors, Remington and Braun, Phillips, good old twin foil razors. Lighters, a brute travel pack. What more would a father want on Father's Day or Christmas than a brute travel pack? Probably anything would have done better than a brute travel pack. Briefcases, because we all wanted a briefcase in the 80s, didn't we? We all wanted to be that yuppie with a briefcase. Not really. Okay, what else have we got? Jewelry boxes and bags. Now this is a telescopic umbrella. While the page was loading, I really wondered what that was going to be, but apparently it's a telescopic umbrella. Now, I definitely know my wife's got one of these in the loft because I've found it recently. One of these sewing boxes for needlecraft and stuff. I know we've got one because I have literally seen it over the last month while we've been tidying out. Silver, tarnishes. Yeah, not interested. That's pretty boring. Jewelry, boring. I guess if you like jewelry. But to me, nah, a little bit boring. Her rings. More rings, some signet rings. I used to have a signet ring in the 80s, but not 1980s. Elizabeth Duke. Couldn't knock it. Best jewellery that your pocket money could buy. Watches. So, Citizen, Seiko. I was always a fiend for watches. Even now, I do have an Apple Watch which I wear every day, but I do have a collection of watches that I've had over the years. I do like a nice smart dress watch. Sometimes your Apple Watch just doesn't go with a suit. Okay. Belt time, never heard of them. Obviously, they didn't last long. More watches for those that have got decent eyesight, I think, because you're not going to read them if you've got poor vision. Travel clocks and carriage clocks. Household clocks. Everybody knows somebody that retired and got one of these dome anniversary clocks. You retired. Thank you very much. 50 years of service. We're going to give you a clock. Thank you. Okay, calculators, manual typewriters. These ones are not electric. These are manual typewriters. Miss the key and get your finger caught between them. It hurts a lot. I did do typing when I was at college. Car radios, when you could replace them with something that was just as crap as the one that came with it, but you felt better because you'd fitted it, with balance between left and right, and that was about it. Like I said, Alba, can't knock a good Alba. Radio alarm clocks. Okay, now we're getting into the better stuff, shall we say. Radios, portable radios, take about 8 batteries and lasted half an hour. Tape recorders. Used to put them next door to the radio on a Sunday to record Top of the Pops off the radio. Vinyl record players. More vinyl record players. Radios. Okay, TVs. Notice, these are black and white ones. We were still selling black and white TVs in 1980. And you used to have a colour TV license if you had a colour TV in the house as well. You got a cheaper one if you had black and white. So I know my dad had one of these. This was like a record playing cassette deck with a built-in radio that was on its own stand, and you used to have speakers you used to put around the room. I remember him having one of those. Okay, now we're getting into the technology. We've got the Atari. What else have we got on here? Binatone. This was like a knockoff Pong. You plug it into your TV, and used to play knockoff games that Atari had created. Tin Can Alley. I had that as a child. Myself and my brother, we used to play for hours with that. Basically, you got a plastic piece of, well, plastic that looked like wood, and you had cans, and you put them on it, and underneath each one was a little circle, and you had a rifle, and you used to have to fire a beam of light, and if it hit it, it flipped the can up in the air. And we very soon realised that you could do the same thing with a torch as well. So it kind of took the fun out of it a little bit. Okay. Intercept. Don't remember that. It looks a little bit like Battleship, I think. Okay. Simon says, good old faithful. Electronic battle chess. Sorry, not battle chess. Battleship. That's the electronic battleship. I think that's probably my parents' loft still. Starbird. Now, this is a knockoff, if ever I saw it, of Star Trek toys. But Starbird. Scrabble, Hungry Hippos, Striker, Test Match Cricket. That was crap. I had that. It was very difficult to actually use it. I didn't like it. It was pointless. What else did we have? Twister, yeah, Operation, yeah, Yahtzee, and we had these Yahtzee and number Yahtzee we used to have. Connect Four, still play that sometimes. If I find one on holiday, still play Connect Four. Good game. Perfection, no. I now know why I have anxiety as an adult. It was from playing Perfection as a child. Crossfire, that was quite good. You had the gun at each end. You filled it with more little ball bearings, and you used to have like a jack in the middle, which was like a big bearing with a plastic ring around it. And the idea was you fired these ball bearings, and you had to try and knock the jack into the opponent's goal. Yeah, it was quite good. Kaplunk, yeah. Tabletop football, yeah. Okay, then we're getting on to Lego and Scalextrics or Matchbox Scalextrics. I remember having this as a child. This was a Scalextric. It had a police car and a getaway car, and it had like a little yellow bridge in the middle. And when you did a lap, if you went over it slow enough, it tilted and the other car ploughed in underneath it. It got a bit boring after a while. More Scalextrics. Action Man. So Action Man was beginning to come out. Well, it's not Action Man, it's Corgi. Oh yeah, there's Action Man there. What else we got? The Professionals game. Have your own crime busting kit to be like the professionals. Barbershop, hair shop. I love that as a child. So you put Play-Doh in the seat, in the bottom of the person, you crank up the seat and it pushes it out through the hair follicles. The only problem is if you didn't clean it properly, it just went solid in there and you had to chuck it away. But even to this day, I love the smell of Play-Doh. It brings back so many memories. Smelling Play-Doh. It's like Battenberg kind of smell. Oh, I love it. Mr. Frosty, never had a Frosty. Even to this day, I'm approaching 50. I am still gutted I never had a Mr. Frosty as a child. Star Wars. Now, because this is the Christmas edition, now that this is not the Christmas edition, now this is the spring and summer, the toys are pretty limited. So you get a Darth Vader, and you get a Star Wars rifle, and you get an X-Wing, and that's your choices. So now we're going into the junior kids, little kids. Toys for the girls. Girls World, do the hair, do the makeup. Cindy. Now, if you've got Cindy toys in the loft somewhere, they are worth an absolute fortune. An absolute fortune. Okay, and then outdoor equipment, because it's summer and everybody goes outside in the summer, because we had summers back then, not like we do now. So, child's playhouse, paddling pools, swing ball, that was always a good game. Space hoppers. I do remember having one of them. It was a very, very young child. It was a little tractor with a little trailer that used to connect to the back of it. And I do remember having that. That brings back very happy memories, racing round the streets on one of them. Roller skates that you strap to your shoes. And then we go to the very young children, the nursery children. I seem to remember my brother having one of these because he is younger than me. I do remember him having one of these where you spin it and rattle it and creak these up and down. And you know what? That is like an amazing fidget board now for somebody my age with ADHD. That kind of thing will keep me going all day long. We're looking at moving a house, and I see a house today, and they had a fidget board in one of the children's bedroom with like little locks and twisty things and just chains, and it was yeah, it caught my eye. I was like, yeah, I just want to stay and play with that. And one of these trains, you must remember these trains and the record play, but the trains particularly where you put these discs in and it played it and it had like little spikes all over the disc. And as it turned round, it kind of played nursery rhyme music. Yeah, you must remember them. Spin the farmyard, so it spins round and whatever animal it lands on, it plays a noise that animal makes. And one of these, this toy here, this chatter telephone, this featured in one of the Toy Stories. I'm sure this was in one of the Toy Stories. You used to pull it along and the eyes used to roll and used to ding 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 as you pulled it. It used to drive my parents insane. Jack in the Box, again, I know why I have anxiety as an adult because I do remember having one of them. It freaked me out. These trees that you lifted up and it was a little playhouse. Every doctor's surgery that I remember going to as a child had one of them. I think it was mandatory. Every doctor's surgery has to have a tree house for kids to play on. Okay, what else we got? Driving sets. Same goes for one of these multi-story car parks, Fisher Price ones. These, again, I think were mandatory in doctor's surgeries. Used to put the car in, crank it up, ding, 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 got to the top and it wheeled it all the way back down the bottom again. Happy memories. Spirographs, quite like Spirograph. Okay, so that's the toys. We've gone through the toys because it's spring and summer. There's not that many. Pens, Parker pens, cameras, films, 110 film cameras. So this one has a little handle that pops down. Flash bulbs on the top, so you take a picture, you used to flash, and then you rotate around. Then you'd have to replace the bulb with another one after 4 pictures. Cameras, Polaroids. Hate to say it, if you ever find a Polaroid camera at your parents' house where you're tidying out, I'm just saying, they're wilder than you think they are. Not making any accusations, just, you know what I mean. Projectors for showing those pictures off. No. Holidays and reel-to-reel projectors. Camcorders or cine cams as they were back then. Lovely brown suitcases. Just when you go to the airport and you take one of them, your suitcase, while it's empty, probably weighs about 10 kilograms. Real leather as well. More semi-nude women. Got towel sets. And that brings us to the end of the Argos catalogue, Spring and Summer 1980. So, what was your highlight from that catalogue of Spring and Summer 1980? What do you remember as a child growing up having or seeing in your parents or your grandparents or aunts or uncles? Let me know in the comments below. Those kind of catalogues, they bring up back so many memories to me. Waiting for the catalogue to be released in like February time and beginning of March, seeing what was in there, and then obviously waiting for the Christmas editions to come out later in the year in like September, October time. But let me know what in that catalogue brings back happy memories to you, or what in that catalogue brings back those dreaded, horrible memories of childhood that you just buried deep into your psyche, and I've just uncovered them. And on that note, I'll see you in the next video. Sleep tight.